Welcome back to the gorgeous Freshwater Beach on Sydney's northern beaches for round 6 of the Summer of Surf. We've seen the best iron women in the business go into action. Now it's time for the iron men. Joining me in commentary once again is Jack Hansen. Jack, good to see a couple of your houses there up on the hill overlooking Freshwater Beach.
Wouldn't that be nice, Josh? Lifestyles of the rich and famous, certainly not mine.
Not anything you and I know much about. We take a look at the Ironman semi-final #1 start list here, and a lot of young guns in this first one.
Plenty of young guns here, Josh. Like you said, the likes of Ben Carberry, Will Budd. We've also got the winner from Torquay round, Jay Finesse. He's certainly going to be one to watch here today at Freshwater.
Opportunities are plenty here in semi-final #1. Hayden Allen closest to screen, Dan Booth alongside him in the yellow cap, and already we see some interesting tactics. Max Brooks, Will Budd and TJ Hendy all head to the southern end following Jordan Mercer. Obviously the guys have watched the girls semi-finals earlier on. They know that a couple of tactical moves will pay off in the swim.
Well, they saw it work for Mercer. They saw her lead out that swim early on, and they're going to try and do the same. They're going to set their race up the same way, and hopefully it'll pay off for them.
A little bit different in the men's though. They're big, they're strong, they're tough and they're aggressive, and it looks like one of the best in the business. Jackson Maynard is leading out on the right-hand side. One of the best watermen anywhere in the world. He not only paddles boards, stand-up paddle boards, but outrigger canoes, and he's a great Ironman, and he's showing them how it's done here in Ironman semi-final #1. Ben Carberry hot on his hammer, making his way out to sea, and then that might be Jack Moyes with the NOOSA cap on in third place as well. They get down deep underneath these waves, but Jackson Maynard is absolutely flying through this opening swim leg.
Yeah, Jackson Maynard, Josh, like you said, a phenomenal athlete in the water, and he's showing the boys how to do it. He's setting this race up early. He knows he's going to secure himself a spot in this final. He wants to be in the top 8.
Bronze medalist at the Australian Championships only 2 seasons ago in that incredible sprint finish won by Cam Cole. He was right in the mix, so one of the fastest in the water as well. Hayden Allen and Ben Carberry are in 2nd and 3rd at the moment, so Hayden Allen has been the real comeback kid of the summer so far, and it looks like the rest of the field is filing in behind them, and these guys aren't giving themselves as much room as the girls did. They're all over the top of each other. They will crash and bash and smash their way to a good opening swim leg. Jay Finesse leads another pack on the left-hand side, and it looks like Will Budd's move down to the left-hand side of the screen has not paid off. Or is it Max Brooks, sorry, from the Newport Club, who's leading that third little group, but it's all the right-hand side at the moment, and I bet you in semi-final #2, all the boys head to the right.
Yeah, there you go, Josh. We see the boys who went left, they've struggled a little bit here. The boys on the right, we've got 5 out in front, and Jay Finesse, who is a great swimmer, is sitting back in 6th spot. He won the last round at Torquay, and he's got a little bit of work to do, or he'll find himself in the red zone and outside that top 8.
Have a look at that red and yellow can as they go round. They swim all over the top of each other. If you can't make room, you take room heading around. But it is Jackson Maynard swimming all over that string of cans as they go along the 7. They'll head in board leg around the 4 black and white, out to sea for the final ski leg around the 3 orange cans, and then sprint for home and a spot in our final later on today. Still Jackson Maynard on the front. It looks like Hayden Allen in there in 2nd. Jay Finesse is working his way through the field. So from 6th to 3rd in a matter of swim cans, that is a great string from Jay Finesse, our former Summer of Surf champion and our last round winner.
So like you said, Josh, a huge move there from Jay Finesse. We see Scott Pegg tucked in on his feet. He's going with him. The field has strung right out though, Josh. From front to back, there is huge gaps.
How tough is it for these swimmers at the back, the ones that it's probably not their strongest leg, and it's more about limiting the damage in this opening swim?
Well, they're trying to keep that gap as small as possible to make sure when they get their chance to pounce in the craft legs, they can do so. These boys have got to work hard now to make it work.
Each Ironman has strengths and weaknesses, and you've definitely got to play to yours, Jack.
Absolutely you do, Josh, and these boys out in front are doing exactly that. They're setting the race up from the beginning. They know if they put themselves out in front now, they're going to give themselves every opportunity at the end of the race.
Jackson Maynard is taking advantage of a great start here in the opening leg of semi-final #1. He leads Tezza Allen, Hayden Allen from the Wanda Club is in second place. Ben Carberry third. And then the charge of the Light Brigade, James Lacey's there. He's having a great summer so far, really proving he can mix it with some of the big boys. Max Brooks has got a little bit of work to do as he just turns around and has a look, but they're coming down waves. They're coming down waves at the moment. Out in front, Hayden Allen's down it. It looks like Ben Carberry on the far right-hand side's down it as well. And Jackson Maynard is off. So Jackson Maynard, after all that hard work, has not been rewarded with the waves. Hayden Allen has, but what a performance from him. One of the great surf life-saving families. His older brother was a former professional Ironman. He is a former professional Ironman. Their cousin, he is an Ironman as well. So it is a great lineage that he comes from, and he's proving here and now why. Jay Finesse jumps up in second place. Ben Carberry's in there as well. So a great start from these three. You'd have to be happy with that opening leg.
Oh, it's a great start for these boys, Josh. What we saw from Jackson Maynard there, the wave just didn't break on his side. Tannen Linden takes to the front too. He's quite quick across the sand, and we see him work to the front. He knows now he's in a good position to take advantage.
I thought it was Ben Carberry, but that's Benny Carberry back there in 9th place. So a lot of work for him to do. Tannen Linden, new to the Burleigh Heads Mowbray Park Club this season as Tim Schofield from Terrigal runs in. Jack Moyes, Max Brooks, Dan Booth, they're all in the red zone. If the race was to stop now, they'd all be out. And Max Brooks has been one of the big performers this summer. He's had a couple of runner-up finishes in the past, a couple of podium finishes in the past, and he really wants to get himself through to the final. But our leaders go up and over a few waves. Jay Finesse really gets himself moving on this second board leg here. Tannen Linden up, pops through one. Oh, as it smashes him. James Lacey pops through one as well. So he's had a great summer training with Luke Cuff at the Mermaid Beach Club there. But our leaders out in green water. Tannen Linden on the purple and blue board. They'll sit up over one more. So that's a surprise for our boys. On the red board, it is Jay Finesse and Hayden Allen on the right-hand side. They've got to get through this one. If they can get through, they're out and home. They go up, under, and over, and they're through. And you can see from the desperation on Jay Finesse's face, he knows how important that little break will be.
Well, those other boys now are getting hit, Josh, and that allows that gap to open up for those front three guys. We've then got a group of about 8 that are chasing for those top 8 spots. They've got plenty of work to do if they want to make sure they're going to be in that final.
Schofield's there, Brooks is there, looks like Lacey, Maynard and Pegg, all of the up-and-coming names of the summer of surf. Generation next of our superstar Ironmen are all sitting 5, 6, 7, 8 and not where you want to be in a semi-final.
No, absolutely not, Josh. These boys out in front are doing it well. They're in clean water and they know they've got a race set up ahead of them where they can get themselves through so long as they get it right from here. The boys chasing, we're on board with James Lacey there. He's one of the ones that are back. They're stuck back. He's not in a bad position, but there's also boys behind that aren't going to let him have it easy.
He finished runner-up in Torquay behind this man, Jay Finesse, and was a real breakthrough finish. The best performance he's had in the Summer of Surf Ironman competition so far. And have a look at Finesse lift the rating, as does Tannen Linden. A wave comes, Linden pushes, pushes, pushes. Oh, what about that? That is chasing runners at its absolute best, and he is not happy about missing that one. He takes a look around, and all that hard work is for nothing. It's been a bit of a yo-yo season for Tannen Linden. He's been great at times, unbelievable at times, one of the real talents in surf life saving, 4-time Australian junior champion, but at times he hasn't been at his best. We haven't seen him in top flight form. It's been a tough one for Tannen.
Yeah, Tannen's certainly one that's had a stellar career as a junior, and he is making his way through as an incredible older open Ironman, but he's got plenty of work to do if he wants to keep mixing it with these big guys.
He is certainly mixing it with the big guys at the moment, carries his board up, does the handling for the handlers. James Lacey comes down a wave there with Jackson Maynard. Ben Carberry's hot on his hammer, as is Max Brooks. So we've got 3 up and around after the first 2 legs. Swim and board done, just ski to go. It is Jay Finesse, Tannen Linden and Hayden Allen will head in 1, 2 and 3. Then the race is on for 8th place. We take a look back. It's Jackson Maynard, James Lacey, Jax Moyes. It's TJ Hendy. He's come from nowhere. Max Brooks, Tim Schofield, Will Budd. And then it is Benny Carberry as well. So it is on here for the 8 places to go through to the final. Max Brooks drags his ski down. Jackson Maynard, Will Budd, they're all in the mix at the moment. Heading out to see Tannen Linden. No dramas at all. He will head up up and over on his own at the bottom of the screen. Jay Finesse and Hayden Allen, the two former Cronulla boys. Well, one still at the WANDA club, one at the Manly club. Jay Finesse, he goes up and over a wave. Tannen Linden starts to get into the action. He knows it's now or never as he lifts the rating to get through one and tries to break away. He crashes through. What about that from Tannen Linden? As we take a look at toe cam from James Lacey there, we get up close and personal with his pointers as he makes his way out in the final leg. Jack Moyes from NOOSA is heading around. TJ Hendy's in there. It looks like Max Brooks and Will Budd, they're working their way into this race very nicely, but they're sitting on the edge at the moment. They're sitting close to the red zone and they do not want to finish in 9th place. Mackenzie Hynard's there as well from the Northcliffe club. So these boys will all be looking for a place in the final as the men out in front start to drop the rating and calm themselves a little bit.
Yeah, they do, Josh, but the boys behind, their rating will be up. They'll be pushing for those spots. They know every inch of this race, every inch of this last ski leg counts. And if they're going to be in that top 8, now's the time they've got to do the work.
They're all over each other in 6th, 7th and 8th. That looks like James Lacey and TJ Hendy there bashing and crashing their way around the cans. Tannen Linden lifts out in front as Max Brooks gets into a little bit of trouble with a few of his rivals there. Tim Schofield from Terrigal there as well, TJ Hendy and a couple of other skis, so it's hard going around the cans at the moment. And there's a wave on the way. It looks like Jack Moyes has worked his way up into 4th place, but our 3 leaders will get a wave. Our 3 leaders have picked up a nice, easy looking one. So it's Tannen Linden on the left, Jay Finesse in the middle, Hayden Allen on the right-hand side, and there's a wave brewing out the back, and it looks like there's going to be a sprint finish here. There's 2, 4, 6, 7 on it. There's 7 on it and only 4 spots. This is going to be huge. It's going to be a huge finish, Jack.
Yeah, it's a huge finish, Josh. These boys come down this one. They've got to keep their skis straight. They've got to get their skills right. They've got to time that get off and run up the beach as quick as possible to get themselves in that 8, Josh.
Don't get too far ahead of yourself. You want to get to the beach nice and straight first. Tannen Linden points. He knows they're in for a good finish. He's counting the numbers. He said 8 spots. There's 8 there and they're up and away. We call it Benny Carberry's going. Jackson Maynard's in a little bit of trouble there. Hayden Allen's across the line. Tannen Linden's across the line. Jay Finesse is across the line. Looks like Jack Moyes. Mackenzie Hynard's in it. James Lacey's, Max Brooks, they're all across. Will Budd, will he get there? Jackson Maynard and TJ Hendy, I do not know if they've made the final. No, they haven't. What about that? From the clouds, Jack Moyes, Mackenzie Hynard, James Lacey, Max Brooks, and Ben Carberry will steal the final spot. You've got to feel sorry for Bill Budd and Jackson Maynard there. They did everything right for the entire race and were just pipped at the post.